things that I think is really important for governors to do, frankly, any legislator.
Right now at 5, Governor Evers visits La Crosse, why he's not running again, and what he'll prioritize in the remainder of his term. And La Crosse police look to add more cameras downtown, where they'll go and how they'll be paid for.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off today. Wisconsin politics hitting La Crosse today. Governor Tony Evers here to talk ice cream. But the bigger talk was about his decision not to run. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit is in the newsroom with more. Allison.
Evers used his visit at Rudy's Drive-In today to talk about the future of Wisconsin politics and what's next for him now that he's not running for a third term. While in La Crosse, Governor Tony Evers met with local leaders and community members about the issues impacting the Coulee region.
A lot of concern about affordable housing. That was a really important one. Obviously, education and just kind of taking care of things in the mental health world.
Evers is using this tour to see what issues he should prioritize during his last year and a half as governor.
It's one of the things that I think is really important for governors to do, frankly, any legislator.
Last week, Evers announced he's not seeking re-election. He said it's one of the hardest decisions he's had to make.
It was a decision that my wife and I and kids, we had good conversation, and I just came to the conclusion that after 50 years, I need to spend some time with them.
Evers added that he's not planning on endorsing a replacement anytime soon.
Very seldom endorse in primaries. I might this time, but I hope not to.
So far, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez and Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley plan to enter the race, but it's likely other Democrats will throw their hats in the ring too.
That's good for democracy. I'm okay with that.
On the Republican side, businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman have announced their bids for the seat. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Allison. A former Home Depot supervisor is accused of sexually assaulting a teenage employee. Felipe Vasquez Rhodes allegedly assaulted and exposed his genitals to the employee in the parking lot during her break. Vasquez Rhodes was placed on administrative leave and faces 3 felony charges. He's held on a $2,000 cash bond. The man accused in a shots fired incident at Pettibone Park is bound over for trial. Jared Duddles pled not guilty to 6 charges related to the incident, including recklessly endangering safety. Duddles allegedly aimed a gun at someone at the park, firing it towards the river. His next appearance is set for August 22nd. Today marks 20 years since the disappearance of 15-year-old Madeline Edman. She disappeared July 29th, 2025, while at a laundromat on Caledonia Street. Last year, the La Crosse Police Department put together a team to go through all the information collected. Investigators have pursued numerous leads, but so far have come up empty.
I do believe we will solve this. Just a matter of time. Time is essential in this. Obviously, we're doing everything we can as an agency to reach out to the public for the public's help, to help us in bringing Madeline home.
Any information on Madeline's whereabouts should be directed to investigator Rosenau at 608-789-7218. Well, the push is on to install more public cameras in La Crosse. So what will they be used for and who will have access to them? News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live with the answers. Grace.
If you've been to downtown La Crosse, you may have seen these police cameras. Right now, the city has a network of about 90 cameras, but they're hoping to add more along the Mississippi River. The Safe Cam project is an initiative led by the La Crosse City Vision Foundation. It was started in 2013 as a way to help police with investigations. Now the foundation is raising money to add more cameras near Riverside Park. Last week, police spent 3 days searching the river for missing 22-year-old Elliot Hines. Her body was eventually located downstream in Brownsville, Minnesota.
At least they would be able to say exactly where the person went in to the Mississippi. I can't tell you that the cameras is going to solve that problem, but it is going to assist the police department in, rescuing and bringing them back.
The foundation hopes to add 5 or 6 cameras near the river. Right now, they need to raise about $50,000 to purchase those cameras. Donations can be made online or through mail. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. People were left cleaning up after storms slammed the area. On French Island, a tree was left dangling from power lines near the Nest Bar and Grill. The tree also covering Goddard Street, which sits right next to a power line. In La Crosse, a viewer sending in this photo from the north side, a large tree down behind a house on the 1800 block of Liberty Street. The good news here, it looks like there was no damage to the home. Well, we definitely felt that drop in humidity today after the storms last night and made for an enjoyable Tuesday, Greg.
Some more than others. Some had quite a bit of drop further north. Others did not further south. But we do have rain coming back in for Wednesday before we really get into the pleasant conditions overall. But for some areas, not all areas will see the rain on Wednesday. And overall, there's your storms from last night. It came through about 12 to 1 through La Crosse. There's your wind gusts, peak wind gusts, 61 over La Crosse. Now, the strongest winds, the 90 to 100 mile per hour winds, were actually south of Mason City. That's where they almost had a derecho type event. So we luckily missed out on that, and it quickly weakened as it pushed across the area. So by 2 to 3, everything pretty much was calmed down. So a good system that came through. Not much rainfall, although with that. There's your front now to the south, but we have activity to Nebraska. It's going to be riding along that front, and that's what's eventually going to bring us more precipitation for areas south of I-90 as we go throughout tomorrow. But overall high temperatures, much more seasonable, a little bit less humidity, especially as you go further north. This evening, not much activity at all. Should be fairly pleasant conditions too. Overall, 78 degrees with a little bit more cloud cover towards 10 p.m. And Eau Claire, very similar story. 75 as we get towards 10 p.m. A light north-northeast wind. A few more clouds as we go throughout 10 p.m. Now, overall night temperatures much cooler to the north because they won't have the cloud cover. Further south, you got the clouds coming because those thunderstorm complexes are coming through. So we are going to have a rainy start, maybe even a rainy all-day Wednesday for some areas. But then, yeah, we're going to have a nice stretch of pleasant conditions after that, so we'll break all that down a bit later.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Greg. A pickup truck was pulled from the water in Eau Claire. Sonar equipment was used to find the truck near Riverview Boat Landing after a fisherman reported it. Eau Claire Fire Department and a towing company recovered the empty vehicle. Police are trying to track down the owner. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers installing new gates at Lock and Dam 7 near La Crescent. The current ones are from the 1930s and are damaged and distressed. Engineers say the new gates will last for 100 years.
But we've got a better understanding through, decades of instrumentation and data collection what river traffic on the river is like and what we expect it to become. And so these gates weren't designed just for the expected loading today, but designed to be viable for another 50 years into the future.
The old gate was removed using a crane barge. The new 210,000-pound gate was then placed into the water. The Upper Hickson pump track just got a major upgrade. New features include more start areas to cut down congestion, a drop zone with 3 skill levels, and an intermediate jump line. There's also an area to help riders practice balance and turns.
Pump track allows you to experience little snippets of those features in a safe area that is easily repeatable, so those skills can develop faster than naturally. It also gives you the confidence to tackle the other trails in our trail system.
The expansion is now open to the public. The 33rd Freedom Honor Flight will be held September 13th. The organization flies La Crosse area veterans to D.C. and back. So far, over 3,200 veterans have taken the flight.
Our first flight cost an inclusive $130,000. Very doable for us in the early stages.
But for the upcoming flight, the cost is $185,000. There's also 650 vets on the waiting list. You can donate online at freedomhonorflight.org/donate. Well, the summer fair season is still going strong. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla is live at the Jackson County Fair with a preview. Seth, how's it going out there?
Emily, right now, today is all about preparing for the busy week ahead of schedule during the fair. And right now, I'm with 2 sheep named Erlenmeyer and Cyanide, who one of them's been having a buffet on my shoes. But let's talk about the fair. Today, vendors and animal carers alike are making sure they have everything they need for the fairgrounds that will supposedly get very busy with both people and animals.
So the basic ones, there's some dairy cattle, some beef cattle, pigs, goats, the sheep, of course, horses.
Well, we do this for our fair and our community. We want everyone to come down and see the horses. We want to put on shows and have everyone come by to see what we have going on.
The fair starts tomorrow at 5, and people can come and see all the animals and get some good food. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll be able to find the 2 sheep that I'm in the pen with right now. So live in Black River Falls, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
Looks like fun. Thank you, Seth. The La Crescent Police Department's National Night Out medallion is still out there. It's hidden on public property within city limits and not underground. Today's clue is the medallion is 4 inches in diameter and round. One year it was in a blue baggie left on the ground. This year it will not be located in plain sight. 'Tis better to search while you have daylight. Still to come, police investigate the suspect's motive in a deadly shooting in Manhattan. The note gunman left behind. Plus, the Jeffrey Epstein saga may soon have a new chapter. The accomplice who has offered to testify before Congress. Developing news tied to Jeffrey Epstein pal Ghislaine Maxwell. She's now offering to testify before Congress, but there's a catch. 2 of Maxwell's demands include immunity and seeing the House deposition questions up front. Maxwell is serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking and is trying to overturn her conviction. New York Governor Kathy Hochul calling for a ban on the AR-15 style assault rifle. It was allegedly used in yesterday's mass shooting in Manhattan. 4 people died, including the gunman. Police say the shooter, Shane Tamura, left a note in which he wondered if CTE was tied to his mental illness.
The note alluded to that he felt he had CTE, a known brain injury for those who participate in contact sports. He appeared to have blamed the NFL for his injury.
The building Tamura was in is home to the NFL's headquarters. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, we definitely have some rain for Wednesday and cloud cover, but the bigger news coming after Wednesday is a pleasant stretch of weather that could extend all the way through the weekend, maybe even into early next week. We'll show you what the temperatures look like and the extended forecast that coming up on your First Warn weather update after the break. Yeah, we definitely have the pleasant stretch of weather going on. We do have some air quality issues. There's a little bit of smoke out there right now, but overall it's not too bad. You can see some hazy skies out there, but air quality sensors right now are fairly decent. They may get a little worse going through about noon tomorrow with some more smoke from the southwest, fires out west, but overall don't see too much in way of dense smoke coming. If you kind of track it out, there's fires all the way to Utah, especially a couple down there, all the way down to Arizona too. Their fire season is gearing up in the Great Basin. Smoke to the north, it's not really impacting us too much, but you can see that coming through. And over time, we're going to see that throughout the next couple days from the west coming across those fires. That'll kind of lessen a little bit. We may get a little bit more smoke. Hazy skies continue through Friday as the winds aloft turn, bring down a little bit of smoke from Canada right now. But overall, it doesn't look to be too bad going into Friday too. But you'll notice the hazy skies out there. Later tonight, we're going to start seeing the development of thunderstorm complexes once again, but it's going to be in farther south, Iowa, Nebraska, and these are going to track eastward, but they are going to bring the opportunity for some precipitation. They will weaken as they come towards the area by about 3 or 4, maybe towards the morning commute, but that's going to spread across the area to see showers, light rain, mainly south of I-90, lesser as you're going to go further north, but it does break up fairly quickly. Steady light rain or just some light rain will continue through the morning hours. It may get far north as maybe Black River, Winona. A shower could get up to Eau Claire, but I think most of this activity is going to stay presently further south. It'll continue. Areas to the north will continue to see cloud cover throughout the day. This will keep the temperatures down further south you go as the cloud cover and light rain persist. Even in the afternoon, we will see showers continuing, but notice you go further north of I-94, just cloud cover persists. This activity will persist all the way, but gradually the chances and the coverage decreases as we go towards this evening commute, and we'll start seeing a few breaks in the cloud cover potentially towards sunset and overnight. So generally expect wet conditions south of I-90, less as you're going to see going further north, especially further north of I-94 too throughout tomorrow. Once we get past tomorrow, then things will change. Severe threat, really, we're not expecting that. We'll have to keep an eye further south, but things do weaken as that boundary keeps to the south, so that's why it's just to the south of area. Now, rainfall amounts really are not going to be too impressive as you go further north. It gets a little bit more question mark as you go further south. You can see there's pockets of it, meaning it's where these thunderstorms may develop. So basically, if you're north of it, maybe a quarter of an inch is potential. Further south of I-90, you might see a quarter to potentially an inch if you get some thunderstorms, especially further south to go. So that's the rainfall we're looking at. But for temperatures tomorrow, a lot of cloud cover further south, so it's actually going to be flipping. It's going to be warmer to the north, cooler to the south, given the cloud cover and precipitation. Then as we go for Thursday, pleasant conditions, mid-70s. It's going to feel just like mid-September. Plenty of sunshine too. And Friday, carbon copy of what you see on Thursday too. And if you want to go into the weekend, not much change either. Basically 70s, maybe an 80 out there. We're not going to see much in the way of change until we get to next week, where I think then we'll start seeing, by at least the middle of the week, maybe early in the week, more typical early August temperatures and humidity levels. But notice the overnight lows too. Yeah. Plenty of 50s, and there will be some areas in the upper 40s too, given that we have less.
Upper 40s.
Well, we're talking now early August, so
yeah.
The sunlight is not as much. The nights are getting a little bit longer, so it's not hard to get upper 40s further north you go this time of year.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting to see these numbers end of July, but here they are, and we're going to embrace them, right? Mm-hmm. All right, still Halloween prep starts early when Home Depot's 2025 collection launch will begin.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Home Depot has revealed their Halloween 2025 collection. They promise that their collection will attract decorators of all styles and budgets. Starting August 4th, decorations will be available online and in stores this fall. The decorative holiday merchant of Home Depot, Aubrey Horowitz, says, quote, "We want to help our customers make Halloween unforgettable." Halloween is a magic word for Greg. He cannot contain his excitement. All right, he's got another look at your forecast right after this.
All right, unlike last night, it should be fairly quiet for a lot of areas. Temperatures pretty seasonable, a little bit humidity up there. Otherwise, maybe showers could get close to some areas west of La Crosse as we get towards tomorrow. Rain kind of ends Wednesday afternoon, just some light rain. Otherwise, very pleasant stretch of weather all the way through the weekend, even into early next week.
Yeah, pretty nice way to end July and say hello to August. Bring it. All right, thanks for joining us tonight at 5. We'll see you right back here at 6.